unexpected NHL teams that almost became champions. Back in 2006, the Edmonton Oilers barely made it into the NHL playoffs as the 8th seed in the Western Conference. And at the time, not many people outside of Edmonton thought they would make much noise because they had just squeaked into the postseason and were set to face the Detroit Red Wings, who had finished with the best record in the entire league. The Oilers had only managed 95 points that season, and their roster was a mix of young players and veterans, with Chris Pronger leading the defense and Dwayne Roloson in goal, while their offense relied on guys like Ryan Smyth and Fernando Pizzani, who were known for working hard, but not exactly for being superstars. But what happened next was honestly shocking, especially for fans who thought the playoffs would go exactly as planned. You see, instead of getting blown out by Detroit, Edmonton played with so much heart and grit that they actually managed to knock out the Red Wings in just 6 games, and this was a team that had 30 more points than the Oilers during the regular season, so it was a massive upset. After that, Edmonton kept surprising everyone because they faced the San Jose Sharks in the next round and went down 2-0, but then they pulled off an incredible comeback by winning 4 straight games, including a wild triple overtime win that really showed how determined they were. But the way they kept their run going is honestly even crazier. The thing is, after beating San Jose, the Oilers went up against the Anaheim Ducks in the Western Conference Final, and instead of running out of steam, they actually got even better. So they won the series in just 5 games, and suddenly, this team that had barely made the playoffs was heading to the Stanley Cup Final, which nobody saw coming at the start of the year. Meanwhile, the city of Edmonton was going absolutely wild because it had been 16 years since the Oilers had even made it that far, and fans started to believe that maybe, just maybe, this underdog team could pull off the impossible. But what happened in the Stanley Cup Final is where things took a heartbreaking turn. As it turns out, in Game 1 against the Carolina Hurricanes, the Oilers were playing great and even had a 3-0 lead, but then disaster struck when their goalie Dwayne Roloson got injured in a freak collision, and after that, everything changed because they had to rely on their backup goalies who had barely played all season. Despite this, Edmonton still managed to push the series all the way to a Game 7, and Fernando Pizzani became a local legend by scoring clutch goals, including a huge shorthanded overtime winner in Game 5 that kept their dream alive. But the way it all ended is honestly painful for Oilers fans to this day. What I mean is that after fighting so hard and coming within just 1 win of the Stanley Cup, the Oilers lost Game 7 in Carolina.